Episode 10, Sonorous Science. We are finally beginning the Artem chapter. I guess? I don't know. The flickering flame from the red candle is the only source of light in the dim basement. Red is supposed to be a festive color, but it is especially chilling amidst the howls of despair. We're getting off to a dark start immediately.
그만 나가야겠어. 더 이상은 못 버텨.
No, I have to get out. I can't take it anymore. A man keeps pounding at a locked door again and again. Only when blood oozes from his fingertips, leaving frightening scratches on the door, does he withdraw his hand weakly.
죽기 싫어. 아직 죽고 싶지 않아.
I don't want to die. I don't want to die yet. Child? No, not child. Never. Child would have broken down that door easy. This is not Team Z. This is horror. Yeah, this is a horror show. His burning throat has not been quenched for quite some time, and his voice is weak and hoarse. Shortly after, he collapses in exhaustion. He looks around desperately and meets a pair of dark, lifeless eyes in the corner. Someone's in there with him? Oh, okay. The rat has been dead in the trap for a long time. Right now, it is like a silent declaration of what will ultimately happen to the man. Oh.
생긴 건 괜찮은데 너무 고분고분한 것보다 좀 더 도도한 게 좋아.
You're kind of good looking, but it would be better if you were less submissive and more arrogant. Yes, not a dead child at least. That's true.
또 이러네. 취향 참 특이하다니까.
There you go again. You certainly have some strange taste.
뭐 어때? 취향은 자유잖아. 난 저렇게 무심하면서 콧대 높은 남자가 좋으니까 신경 꺼.
What does it matter to you? Everyone's free to have their own preferences. I like a tough, pretty boy that doesn't give up easily. Mind your own business. A tough, pretty boy. Interesting, interesting. Deluke? Somewhere Artem sneezes. In a dimly lit bar, a waiter crouches at a table, placing ice cubes into glasses as two customers chat. Then he carefully hands a glass to each of the customers.
내가 보기에 그쪽 딱 봐도 이런 일 할 사람으로 안 보여요. 분명 돈이 급해서 그렇겠죠.
I knew it. You seem like a temp. You're only acting this way because you need a lot of money, right?
요즘 세상은 가난하면 아플 수도 없다니까. 자칫하면 사람도 돈도 다 잃는다고요.
In the world today, people without money don't dare to get sick. Otherwise, they'll lose all of their life savings.
그쪽 친구는 운이 좋았죠. 큰 병을 알아도 당신 같은 귀인을 만났으니까요.
It's a blessing for that sick friends. They met somebody like you who would do anything for them. The waiter doesn't answer, smiling shyly instead. Shyly? Just as the waiter is about to leave, a woman nearly grabs him by the collar. Welcome home, Cappy.
오늘은 손님도 별로 없어 보이는데 급하게 가지 말고 우리랑 얘기나 해요.
It doesn't seem like there are a lot of customers today. Rather than, I guess, continuing your work, why don't you hang out with us? Or talk with us? The young waiter is forced to lean over, trying to balance himself on the table. This lady is aggressive. His expression is flustered, but there is a slight tensing of his hand outside the customer's field of vision.
우리가 도와줄 수 있을지도 모르잖아요.
We might be able to help you.
帮我吗?
Of course it was Luke.
그래요. 저한테 좋은 물건이 하나 있는데 한번 볼래요?
Yeah, I have some really nice stuff here. Do you want to take a look?
거액의 돈을 들여서 약을 사지 않아도 병세가 호전될 수 있어요. 그 친구도 건강해질 거예요.
Even if you don't spend a lot of money, this will cure all illnesses. Even your friend will become healthier.
이것도 인연인데 제가 싸게 드릴게요.
It's because I feel like we have a connection that I'm willing to sell this to you. As the man speaks, he takes out a box of drugs with unidentified packaging from his bag. Luke smiles, his timid appearance disappearing as he stands up straight with his hand behind his back.
那真是巧了。作为回报，我也有样好东西想给你们看看。
What a coincidence. In return, I have something nice to show you as well. Is it a gun? Yeah, his face.
凡是见过他的人，都会变得老老实实的。
He sounds very threatening. Anyone who sees it will become honest real quick. Don't whip out your ween. His hand is behind his back. It would be a problem if it was behind his back. Before the two customers can react, Luke subdues the woman in front of him. The man beside her attempts to smash a bottle to attack Luke. But before he can even begin, he feels a sharp pain in his wrist and is kicked to the ground.
너 이 자식!
You brat.
蹲下，另一只手包头。
Oh, stay down. Put your hand on your head. Become good and obedient. Oh my. He pounced on her boobs. Silver handcuffs cuff the two of them tightly around the arms of the sofa.
都控制住了。
All under control. Luke speaks into the hidden earpiece, then picks up the box of drugs on the floor. After a careful inspection, Luke frowns before continuing.
只是普通的劣质药品，不像是我们要追查的东西。留样鉴定后，移交给当地公安部门处理。
They're generic, low-quality drugs, not what we're after. We'll keep a sample, test it, and turn it over to the police station. So this is not... I don't know why I said police station, local police. But this is not... like, it's not even what they're after. These poor, like, random, like, you know, drug peddlers. I guess they're not really poor. They are, like, you know, doing something generally bad. But... Any in the right hand is a deadly weapon, true?
경찰도 아니었잖아. 네가 뭔데 쓸데없이 참견하고 난리야.
You're not even the police, are you? Why are you sticking your nose into our business?
내가 파는 약도 엄연히 병을 치료하는 물건이야. 이것도 수요가 많다고.
I sell drugs that actually cure people, and there's a big man for these ones.
지금 넌 그 환자들의 마지막 희망을 짓밟은 거야. 알아?
What you're doing is killing the last hope of these patients. Do you know that? The man seems to have a surge of confidence out of the blue, attempting to reason with Luke.
움직이지 마. 당기니까 아프잖아.
Stop squirming. You're hurting me.
닥쳐! 네가 저 녀석을 꼬셔보려고만 하지 않았어도 여기서 잡힐 일은 없었다고.
Shut up. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't have been caught.
무심하고 콧대 높은 남자가 좋다며. 지금 잡혀보니까 만족스러워? 좋냐?
Didn't you say that you like the strong type that doesn't give in so easily? Well, are you happy now? These two are so stupid. They continue to incessantly quarrel. Luke seems somewhat impatient as he takes off his gloves, as well as the vest that had been tugged on. Meanwhile, he tosses the earpiece to the ground, stomping it to pieces as he walks over it and puts an end to the comms. Is he about to commit police brutality? Why did he have to break the equipment? She was like, man, I wish a nice, strong, Dom man would show up. And Luke was like, hi. Wow.
我猜，你低价卖药的时候，肯定没说实话吧？
I'm guessing you weren't telling the truth when you were trying to sell the drugs at a low price.
如果这东西真的疗效那么好，还没有任何副作用，那你也不会出现在这里。
If this stuff works that well without any side effects, then you wouldn't be here.
말했잖아. 난 궁지에 몰린 사람을 도와주려는 거지. 큰 돈을 벌려는 게 아니야.
I told you. It's to help those with nowhere else to turn. It's not to make a lot of money.
你可能有些误会， 我刚才的意思是，
You misunderstood. What I meant was... Luke gently subdues the emotional man, forcing him onto his knees once more.
如果你真的掌握着这种资源，就算有钱挣，恐怕也没命花。
If you really were in possession of such a drug, even if you could make any money, you wouldn't be alive to spend it. Yeah, he took off his vest, and then and then I guess he was just wearing a t-shirt underneath. I don't know. I'm confused. Not kiss him. No. Don't kiss the criminal. Kiss Marius. A shiver runs down the man's back. Luke, who notices his team arriving, gets up slowly. He turns on his phone to find a missed call, walks past his team without a word, and leaves the bar. Where is Rosa? Not involved in this, hopefully. PSA, don't kill criminal suspects. Yeah. The back door of the bar opens into a hidden alley. Luke leans against the wall, letting out a long sigh. He composes himself before calling back.
抱歉，抱歉，刚才没接到电话。这么晚突然打给我，是发生什么事了吗？
Sorry, I missed your call. You're calling me so late. Did something happen? I like how very different he sounds when he's speaking to Rosa. I gotta run a sting operation. 8 p.m. You got a date with Rosa. Gotta dress efficiently. You were right. Yes, you were right.
我？哦，我的身体已经没事了。
Me? Oh, my body's fine already. What? He casts a wary eye at the end of the alley. His tone as firm as ever.
毕竟杨校手下的医疗团队都是专业的，他们知道该怎么处理。
Oh, he meant from being sick. After all, Aaron's medical team is very professional and know how to handle it.
好了，你就别担心了。我之前是因为在忙着清理垃圾，所以才会有些喘。过会儿就好。
Don't worry about me. I just got a bit winded while dealing with some trash. I'll be fine in just a moment. Sorry, I'm kind of like paraphrasing some lines in a way, only based on how his tone sounds.
如果没记错的话，你最近也差不多该重新回律所上班了吧？
If I recall correctly, you're going back to work at the firm soon, right?
那待会儿就早些休息吧。等我把手头上的事都处理完了，就去找你。
You should go to bed early then. I'll come find you when I'm done with everything.
晚安。
Yeah, good night. Just as Luke hangs up the call, a figure slowly approaches him with a wry chuckle.
그렇게까지 칭찬해줬는데 감사 인사라도 안 하면 좀 실례인가?
After all that praise, wouldn't it be rude of me not to say thank you?
你怎么一声不响就追到这里来了？
You followed me here without saying anything.
어쩔 수 없잖아. 내 의술이 아무리 뛰어나도 중요한 환자가 없으면 쓸모없으니까.
It can't be helped. After all, no matter how good my medical skills are, there's nothing I can do if my patient goes missing.
너도 어렴풋이 느꼈을 거야. 이런 쉬운 임무도 몸이 따라주지 않지.
You should have known it yourself. Even a simple task like this is too much for your body to handle.
계속 입원 치료를 미루면 어떻게 될지 몰라.
If we don't get you hospitalized or we continue to delay hospitalization, then I don't know what the consequences will be. Luke responds to Aaron's rare word of warning with an earnest response.
放心，我和他约定过，下次再骑摩托车带他出去兜风的时候，会开得慢一些。
Is he an idiot? Don't worry, I made a deal with her that I would ride slower the next time I took her out for a ride on my motorcycle. I don't think that's what Aaron means. Oh, he does say he was taking out the garbage. Okay. I can still play Sudoku with the N2X. I'll be fine. Yeah. Oh my god. I guess like it's getting really serious now. It is episode 10 though, and we are in the 3rd year. Will Luke die this year? Place your bets, everyone.
我不会食言的。
I won't go back on my words. Okay, finally Rosa. Rosa sits restlessly on the sofa, watching the clock tick towards 8. It's usually family time at this time on the weekend. With their viewers already on the decline, TV shows are coming up with catchy gimmicks to get more viewers. Here we go again. The final verdict for Estella's public hospital nurse charged with murder was not changed to not guilty as the public speculated it might be. In this case, facing off against the prosecution is Artem Wing. His father is... Why does the media always point fingers at Mr. Wing? After a series of descriptions that sound like accusations, the newscast cuts back to the courthouse. Ignoring the noisy reporters around him, he walks out of the courthouse, unfazed by the verbal abuse and doubts. At this moment, a car sent by Themis law firm arrives. On the screen, Artem pauses for a moment as he opens the door. But he soon regains his composure, turning slightly to block the cameras as he gets in the car, closing the door behind him. From the video, it looks like Mr. Wing even took a step back. He must have been shocked. The glass windows are tinted with the front and back seats separated, which provides a strong sense of privacy. Strangely, the car idles there for a long time, allowing the reporters to crowd around it.
당신이 왜 여기 있어요?
Why are you here? Remember what you said? What did you say? Next time we do the dirty, I'll bottom. Oh my gosh. What? Someone is mentioning. Yes. People usually do bring it up, right? At least like the third parties do. Next year we get a trailer, Rosa. No. Hopefully we don't get that. I was curious about the situation at the scene and wanted to check it out, so I asked Celestine. Artem doesn't question her behavior. Instead, he looks coldly at the crowded chaos outside the car window. There's a hand right here. I like this image. He looks very lonely. The car is heavily soundproofed, and a slightly awkward silence falls within. Only the occasional sound of friction between the suit jacket and the leather seats can be heard. One more thing. Mr. Wing, the tires have been punctured. The driver is calling the law firm for another car, so it's going to take a while. Somebody literally punctured the tires of the car out. Wow. I bet Artem has made a lot of people upset just now. Bro came and went at the same time. No. Very pretty and Dom. He is very pretty.
네, 알겠어요.
Yes, the reporters popped his tires. Yes, I understand. Artem sighs. He seems to be hesitating due to some strange emotion and does not continue speaking. Since the conversation has once again reached an end, she forcibly changes the topic to break the silence. It feels like we're monkeys at the zoo.
저희가요?
Us? Artem turns his head to look at the crowd, trying to peer through the tinted windows. A barrage of rapid and rough pounding comes from outside the window, but he shakes his head with ease.
발상을 전환해서 여기가 사파리 관람차라고 상상하면
Looking at it from another perspective, we can imagine this car as a tour bus in a safari park.
창밖에 있는 사람이 원숭이로 느껴져요. 안 그런가요?
That makes it seem like the people outside are the monkeys. Isn't that right? That makes sense. After observing the monkeys, the awkward atmosphere in the car eases quite a bit. Artem stops watching the people outside pound tirelessly on the car windows and looks towards Rosa.
이번 사건에 대해 묻고 싶은 건가요?
Is there something that you want to ask about my case? Yeah, I want to know why you suddenly became Harper's
저희가
defense
대립
attorney.
관계도 아니니 안 될 것도 없죠.
We're not on opposing sides of the case, so you can ask. Artem adjusts his posture, revealing a hint of fatigue.
알다시피 미지의 루트로 병원에 유통된 약물을 누군가 고의로 하은서 씨에게 알렸어요.
You know that somebody deliberately told Harper about those unknown channels that circulated drugs into the hospital.
사건이 터진 후 물건은 이미 아무도 모르게 옮겨졌죠.
After that was exposed, they moved everything away without anyone noticing. So they were prepared.
맞아요. 원용 앞에서 하은서 씨는 체스 말에 불과하죠. 판이 끝나면 버려지는 거고요.
Yes, Harper was only a pawn in the mastermind's game. They were ready to discard her once this round was over.
배후에서 상황을 교란시켜 하은서 씨가 억울한 피해를 받지 않도록.
in order to ensure that others can't meddle in the case and to have her take the fall for more crimes than she has committed.
거센 비판에도 전 변호인석에 서서 정의는 흑백 논리가 아니라는 걸 알려줘야 했어요.
Despite what the critics say, it's my responsibility to defend her and tell them that justice is not a simple case of black and white.
게다가 이번 사건의 조사는 아직 끝나지 않았고 하은설 씨의 배후 조종자와 관련됐을 가능성이 있으니까요.
Also, the investigation is not finished, and there's a chance that it's related to the mastermind manipulating Harper. With that, he takes an old talisman out of his pocket. Rosa has seen the pattern on the talisman before. The fortune teller that she and Luke encountered gave out similar talismans, except she ended up throwing them in the trash. Ooh. In addition, among the items that Gerard gave Harper for safekeeping was a piece of paper with the same pattern. Wait, Mr. Wing, why do you have this talisman?
헤이슨 사건 피해자의 가족이 제게 줬어요.
A family member of a Harrison victim gave it to me.
이 부적을 받은 사람은 목숨을 잃거나 다친다고 하더라고요. 마치 저주에 걸린 것처럼요.
He said that anyone who receives this talisman would be either dead or wounded, as though they've been cursed. Cursed. I'll check it out later then, Kathy. Artem fiddles around with the talisman, not caring about its curse. However, it doesn't seem like he wants to pass it on to her. Noticing a car of the same model approaching slowly not far off, he adjusts his suit and turns to her.
매스컴이 절 계속 따라할 거예요.
The media will keep following me.
당신은 여기서 그 사람들이 다 떠날 때까지 기다렸다가 기사님에게 데려다 달라고 하세요.
You stay here, and then once everyone has left, ask the driver to take you back. Without hesitation, he leaves the car before she can react. The reporters swarm like bees as they bombard Artem with incessant questions. But Artem ignores all of their questions as if he's walking alone in the wilderness, focusing only on himself. Oh, a curse. Rosa knows that it's not possible, but... At that moment, her phone buzzes several times in rapid succession, which catches her off guard. Don't scare yourself. After calming down, she opens several messages sent by Kiki. Wow, you're finally coming back to work. I've missed you so much. I love Kiki. We love Kiki. So many strange things have happened at the firm, like bloody handprints on the glass doors. I'm scared as hell. What? 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 I read that so casually because I wasn't really reading it, and then it clicked what I just read. Huh? Oh. No way, seriously? Rosa rereads the messages several times in disbelief before she's convinced that she isn't joking. Yeah, Kiki, you can't stop here. Surprised and still at a loss for words, more message notifications pop up. I don't think this is teamsy. Keep it to yourself, but I think these strange things seem to be happening around Mr. Wing. Did you read the office group chat? Mr. Wing seems to be locked up in his office by a mysterious force. What? Huh? There's no way, he even saw something strange. I wonder if he's okay. Mr. Wing? Oh my gosh. What has happened? I mean, if they're bloody handprints and you pull out your gun, I don't think that would help. It's already late at night by the time that Rosa hurries over to the law firm and the office is empty. Panting, she looks at her messages, which have still received no response, then dials Artem's phone again. The light in Mr. Wing's office is still on. His phone is still busy. She summons the courage to approach the office where strange things are hidden. Taking a deep breath, she opens the doors with all her might. The story better not be that Rosa spends the entire thing worried Artem's gonna die, only for Artem to be fine, but Luke nearly dies. Okay, it'll be okay. Mr. Wing, are you okay? The office door opens effortlessly, catching her off guard as she stumbles forward. She looks up to see two people sitting on the sofa, just as surprised as she is. They stop talking and look at her. Who is it? I am very tiny today, Finn, yes.
어머, 이렇게 늦은 시간에.
Oh, at this late hour. So, I was thinking it was either going to be Celestine, which is just normal, or it was going to be one of the N2X boys, but I guess it's Celestine. Celestine looks over at Artem, who looks just as surprised. He seems like he wants to say something, but he's holding back the words. Since Artem isn't saying anything, she looks back at Rosa in puzzlement.
회사에 중요한 거라도 두고 간 거야?
Did you leave something important at the office? Huh? No, not that. I got worried when I heard Mr. Wing was locked in his office, so I came to check on him. There's a main story quest and there's ghosts. Yeah, Celestine. I'm sorry, there's nothing for you to ship today. Rosa stutters her way through that sentence. Much to her surprise, Celestine looks smugly at Artem and bursts into laughter.
내 계획이 유치하다고 하더니 이것 봐. 소가나무 같잖아.
And you said that my plan was childish. Just look at this. We already fooled her. Oh, wow. Never mind. Plan? So the rumors in the group chat are fake? Artem nods. Seeing her embarrassment, he maintains his calm composure and takes responsibility for the misunderstanding with ease. Oh, Jesus.
지민 선배 하나도 안 웃겨요.
Celestine, it's not funny at all.
일하느라 무음으로 둬서 그녀가 보낸 메시지를 못 봤어요.
I had my phone on silent while I was working, so I didn't see her messages.
미안. 갑자기 내 계획에 확신이 생겨버려서 웃어버렸네.
Sorry. I just suddenly felt really confident in my plan and ended up laughing. It's fine. Thankfully, it was a false alarm. I'm just relieved to see Mr. Wing is okay. I almost thought it was the curse brought on by the talisman. This is why we all need to trust in science, not wild imagination. In the last one too, Rosa was thinking about like a ghost mom, right? So Rosa's more than a bit superstitious herself, right? This isn't a setup cute romance card. Yeah, she's in the wrong place. Celestine's in the wrong place. Demons and ghosts can't escape Murica. This is the Flirt All in Mortal Danger card. It's a dumb prank, not a false alarm, right? Yeah. Rosa subconsciously looks at Artem, who has his head down looking at his phone. There is no distinctive expression on his face, but his posture is much more relaxed than before. Come to think of it, ever since that confrontation at the police station, this is the first time she's articulated her concerns, as though she's offering an olive branch. Does Mr. Wing think I'm angry about what happened before? Oh. Oh, so Artem was just really worried that she's upset. Although it's hard to avoid feeling frustrated, it all seems to fade into insignificance in the face of possible danger. Even though she's been told that it's all a misunderstanding, she still doesn't feel completely at ease. But what do you mean?
최근에 변호사 사무소, 아니, 정확히 말하자면 제 주변에 일이 생겼어요.
Oh, okay. What do you mean by plan? Is there something going on at the law firm?
네, 최근에 변호사 사무소, 아니, 정확히 말하자면 제 주변에 일이 생겼어요.
Yes, recently, around the law firm. No, to be more precise, some things have been happening around me. Kiki said bloody handprints were found on glass doors. Is that what you're talking about? Artem nods.
화장실의 휴지도 노잣돈으로 바뀌었고 제 주차 자리에도 이상한 문양이 그려져 있어요.
Also, the tissues in the bathroom were all replaced with hell notes, and someone painted strange symbols in my parking space. Yeah, so that part wasn't a lie. It just wasn't happening. I don't think Kiki was in on the plan. I Because Kiki also gave us a hint earlier. She said, like, don't tell anyone that this came from me, but all of these things seem to be happening around Artem. So, yeah, who would replace dishes with hell banknotes? Do you think it was banknotes? I don't know about that. Isn't anyone can meet you in a Yu-Gi-Oh duel? Yeah, just play Yu-Gi-Oh with death. Symbols. You mean the same symbols on the talisman from before?
달라요.
They're different.
그리고 그 문양 옆 바닥에 쪽지를 붙여놨더라고요.
And there was a note stuck on the ground next to the symbols.
이게 그 쪽지야.
Here it is. Celestine hands her the note, which has 2 lines, brightly painted in red. Pass this symbol to any 5 parking spaces within 7 days. Oh, it's one of those. Oh, hell notes, you think of paper money you burn for holidays? Maybe. Yeah, it could be that then. That would fit with the theme. Yeah, that's true. I guess I would call that death notes. Sorry. I gotta stop. If it's followed by a series of harsh words. What an ancient curse. It feels so historical. Is she being sarcastic?
이상한 건 이렇게 터무니없어 보여도 빈틈이 없어. CCTV에도 전혀 찍히지 않았고.
Yeah, that is weird. The strange thing is, while these things appear absurd, they were carried out in perfect secrecy. Even the surveillance cameras didn't capture anything.
우리 변호사 사무소를 잘 아는 사람이 분명해. 그래서 내 부인의 소행이라고 의심하고 있어.
Yeah, Rosa and I had the same reaction. It's one of those. The person involved is familiar with our law firm. So I wonder if there's a mole. So the plan was for Mr. Wing to pretend to be locked in his office and post it in the group chat to lure the culprit out?
맞아. 궁금하면 요 며칠 동안 은우를 잘 따라다녀봐. 재밌는 광경을 볼지도 몰라.
Yeah, if you're curious, you can stick close to Artem for the next 2 days. You might see something interesting. Something interesting? When Celestine smiles like this, she looks like a fox, right? She makes me think of Yae Miko. Rosa can't help but wonder, does this mean she'll get to see Artem scared? Artem meets her gaze and sighs helplessly, as if to silently remind her to stop fantasizing. Stop fantasizing about being locked up with him? Oh no, elevator. The last time we were in an elevator with Artem. Afterwards, several days go by with nothing strange happening. On Friday night, Rosa and Artem work overtime till late and take the elevator downstairs together. Mr. Wing, do you believe the recent pranks at the law firm have something to do with the owner of that talisman, the fortune teller? That's a long-ass sentence, Rosa.
아마 없을 거예요.
Probably not.
부적을 받은 사람의 결말이 좋지 않다고 했지만 지금까지는 목숨을 잃거나 다칠 정도의 장난은 아니었잖아요.
Although terrible things that have happened to those who receive the talisman, these pranks haven't reached that level. But what if things get worse? I'll go see the fortune teller tomorrow. I've met her before, and I know where she sets up her stall. There is a brief silence in the small elevator. An unnatural awkwardness follows, a vague sign that the relationship is not quite back to its original state. Fortunately, even though Artem seems to hesitate, he does not object.
알겠어요. 저도 같이 가요.
All right, I'll go with you. Then tomorrow... At this moment, the elevator stops suddenly on the 14th floor. Is someone from another company also here at this hour? It doesn't need to be explained, but you'll send it. Okay. Overdose on... Oh my god. The elevator door opens slowly to show a dark corridor. Nobody is waiting for the elevator, but at the end of a corridor, under the fire exit sign, under the faint green light of the exit sign, a disheveled woman in white stands with her back towards her, mechanically slamming her head into the wall over and over. Why did this game become a horror game? Bang, bang, bang. Rosa and Artem freeze in place, not saying anything, until the elevator door closes slowly again.
걸려들었네요.
They took the bait. What? Oh my god, if I was Rosa, I would be screaming. It's really as Celestine said.
진짜로 회사 내부에 스파이가 있다면 소식은 단톡방을 통해서 퍼지겠지.
If there really is a mole in the company, then word is going to spread in the chat quickly.
범인이 소식을 듣는다면 그렇게 원망하는 백은우가 소스라치게 놀라는 모습을 직접 보고 싶을 거야.
After knowing this, the culprit will definitely want to see what Artem looks like when he's scared.
심지어는 녹화본을 인터넷에 올려서 화풀이할 수도 있겠지.
Or even find a way to record it and post it online.
뭔가 더 하려고 할수록 꼬리가 잡힐 거고 그러면 그 사람이 누군지 대충 알 수 있겠지.
But if he tries anything else, he'll show his hand and we'll have an idea of who he is. As Rosa tries to contain her excitement and figure out how to catch him, the elevator continues down and stops at the 13th floor. When the door opens, the same scene unfolds once more. I don't know if I want to... The scene of a disheveled woman in white standing far in the distance, slamming her head into the wall, is still strange. On closer observation, it's easy to tell that her hair is more scattered than before, and her breath is more chaotic. Did she run down the side stairs while the door was closed? Oh, this is kind of funny. So if she's doing that, right, then like she's doing that and pressing the buttons on the elevator in order to like stop the elevator. And then running back to the end of the hall. This is actually kind of silly. Like maybe we will get in some laughs after all. But at this distance, she wouldn't have had time to run over and push the elevator button again. Does she have a partner? It isn't long before the elevator doors close again. Why does she always have her back toward us? She won't be able to see your reaction, let alone record a video.
꼭 그렇지만은 않아요.
Not quite. Artem looks up at the surveillance camera in the corner of the elevator. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. They just need surveillance footage. I see. Generally speaking, she can't acquire the surveillance footage in an elevator without a special reason. Unless she's the security guard on duty. Mr. Wing, why don't we act a little more scared later?
왜요?
Why? She could be running away any minute now. If she sees how we're reacting, she might let her guard down. The opportunity to capture her will present itself, and we can find out the truth. After all, her pranks aren't very clever, so she should be easily fooled. The elevator doors open again, this time on the 12th floor. They had that much time to talk? This elevator is slow. What kind of building is Themis located in? A familiar figure appears in the same position, not having enough time to discuss the details with Artem. Rosa begins her performance. Oh no, the silly music is playing. Guys, what do we do? What do we do? Do we pretend to be scared, or do we have Artem pretend to be scared? This card is effing with us. You can't open with a guy literally trapped and dying in a basement to this Halloween BS, right? Artem scared? Okay. I guess we'll hear him try to sound scared. That is true. We are voice simps. Don't be afraid, Mr. Wing. Don't faint. Take a deep breath and hide behind me. I'll protect you. Rosa, no! She's embarrassing him. With that, she stands in front of Artem. To make it more realistic, she speaks loudly and backs him into a corner of the elevator. Oh my god. Mr. Wing, your turn. Forced into a corner, Artem seems to be at a loss for words. Literally forced into a corner.
잠깐 비켜봐요.
Move for a moment. You speak first. He clears his throat and finally gives in, just before the doors close. Here it comes, guys.
아, 너무 무서워.
He's so embarrassed. That sound is the sound of me pounding on my own chest because of how hilarious that was. Oh my god.
아, 너무 무서워.
He sounds so weak.
정말 너무 무서워서 쳐다볼 용기조차 안 나.
Yeah, I'll play the other one. Let me know what happens. Oh, he's gaining a bit more confidence. It keeps going, yeah. With Artem's cries, the elevator doors gradually close. The performance continues for another 2 floors, despite being mentally prepared. I am not mentally prepared! When the elevator doors open, Rosa is still surprised to see the woman in white standing right there.
들어와요.
Get in here. The red has yet to fade from his ears completely. Artem doesn't give the person time to react, pulling her into the elevator, while Rosa closes the elevator doors. Oops, caught her. With his red ears, though. His ears are still red. Oh, this is so cute.
야, 이거 안 놔?
Huh? It was a cross-dresser. I see. In the struggle, the messy hair of the woman in white slips off and falls to the ground. No, not like this. Oh my god, the story is getting... Not like this, guys.
그렇게 보지 마. 나 이런 취향 아니니까.
I have died, guys. I have died. It's a kid. Yeah, it's like a teenager probably, right? It's like a teenager. Oh my god. I guess that would make sense, right? The kid's probably like a slider frame. But oh my god. I have died. I am deceased. My spirit is in the heavens right now, wondering what the hell is happening with this card. Okay, don't look at me like that. This isn't some weird fetish. Don't ask me. That's what he said. I think.
그렇게 보지 마. 나 이런 취향 아니니까.
Yeah, okay. Actually, he says... Don't look at me like that. I don't swing that way. I can't breathe. I can't take this card serious. The story seriously. Like, well, I use the expression swinging because that's like the English equivalent. Well, he does use the word like fetish / preference. He does use the word preference / fetish, but that's because that's the expression for it in Korean, where it's like, I don't have that kind of preference or that kind of fetish. But that's basically, I don't swing that way. So, yeah. Hi, Z-Dog. What is happening? What is all going on with this card? Oh, God. Artem have some educational videos, right? This is absolutely a fetish, bro. It's no homo, bro. Yeah. Oh, God. This is nuts. This is wild. In the underground parking lot, the man who is pulling the prank throws his white dress angrily on the ground and glares at Artem. I hope he was wearing clothes underneath. There's a lot of stripping in this episode. 2 people have taken off their clothes now. First was Luke, and now there's this. God.
당신을 혼내주려던 것만 아니었어도 이런 꼴은 아니었을 텐데.
If I wasn't trying to teach you a lesson, I wouldn't have dressed up like this.
저희 구면인가요?
Do I know you? Irritated by Artem's indifferent attitude, the man instantly turns into a blabbermouth.
하, 구면이다 마다. 이유가 어떻든 살인은 살인인데 그딴 사람을 변호하다니.
I know you. No matter the reason, a murder is a murder, and you still chose to defend someone like that.
우소 졸업생은 무슨 우리 미림대학교 학우들의 수치라고.
An outstanding graduate? You've brought shame to Stellus University and its alumni. Just as Rose is about to say something, Artem shakes his head at her, his expression very calm. Oh, so he was a graduate.
법대 재학생이십니까?
You're a law student at Stellus University?
왜? 인맥 총동원해서 나 괴롭히려고?
Why? Are you going to use your connections to harass me?
그런 거라면 실망스러울 텐데. 난 심리학과라 그쪽이랑 전혀 관련이 없다고.
If so, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I'm a psychology major, and I have nothing to do with the law. Sounds like Vin. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
아니면 됐어요.
It's fine if you're not. Artem seems like he doesn't want to waste his breath anymore. Wow, Artem is very impatient. After hearing what he said, a question comes to mind. Psychology major at Stellus University? Then you must know Vin, Professor Richter, right? Oh my gosh. Yes, in fact, it was Vin that put me up to this. Oh my god. Imagine. Let's see.
당신들도 윤 교수님을 알아? 하긴 윤 교수님은 워낙 유명하시니까 모르는 게 더 이상하지.
Ah. You guys also know Professor Richter? Well, I guess he's so famous in the department it would be stranger if you didn't know him. Aren't you afraid we'll complain to him?
겁날 게 뭐 있어?
What's there to be afraid of?
난 윤 교수님의 수제자야. 수업 시간에 몇 번이나 날 칭찬하셨다고.
I'm Professor Vin's favorite student. He's praised me a lot in class.
이 일을 알게 되시면 분명 내 편을 들어주실걸?
If he knew about this, he'd be on my side too. The man snorts smugly. My god.
그리고 윤 교수님은 지금 장기 휴가 중이라 수업도 미뤘는데 이런 사소한 일에 신경이나 쓰실 것 같아?
Besides, Professor Richter has been on leave of absence for quite some time. I don't think he has time to deal with such trivial matters.
어? 설마 모르는 거야?
Huh? There's no way you guys don't know. On leave, is it the personal matter he mentioned before?
모릅니다. 안 친해서.
We don't know. We're not close. I don't know him. Ah. Artem throws the man an indifferent glance, then looks past him at the approaching police cars.
깜빡 잊고 말 못했는데 엘리베이터에서 이미 문자로 경찰에 신고했습니다.
Listen to how he says this.
깜빡 잊고 말 못했는데 엘리베이터에서 이미 문자로 경찰에 신고했습니다.
Totally forgot and didn't say, but while we were in the elevator, I already notified the police by text. So just the way he like stretched that out was like very clearly like deliberate. I love it. Oh my gosh. I love cold and petty Artem. He's great. We literally did Sudoku together 3 hours ago. Yeah.
전교생에게 비난받는 걸로 끝날지 경고 처분일지 퇴학 처분일지
Whether you get reprimanded, receive a warning, or face expulsion.
최대한 선처를 바란다면 순순히 공범을 말하는 게 좋을 겁니다.
To get a lighter sentence, it's best to tell the police who you're working with.
그렇게까지 할 필요 있냐고. 그냥 장난일 뿐인데.
Did you have to go that far? It was just a prank. Artem ignores him and turns to look at Rosa.
가요. 집까지 데려다 줄게요.
Let's go. I'll take you home. Sure, if it isn't too much trouble. Oh my god. This is wild. What has happened? Shortly after arriving home, Celestine informs Rosa and Artem that the mole was found. It's a security guard in the surveillance room. Because they're related, the security guard did him several favors. Although this incident had nothing to do with the curse of the talisman, it was a satisfactory end to an annoyance. Rosa is shocked by how well things turned out. Brimming with confidence, she's certain that the fortune teller will answer the questions that has been bothering her for a long time. A teenager tried to make a prank video, pretty much. The next day, it's Saturday. In the afternoon, Rosa and Artem arrive at a leisure park near Stella's public hospital. Ah, over there. Sure enough, the fortune teller is still in the same place with even more onlookers than before. A man in shabby, simple clothes stands in front of her, almost bent completely over the table. Following the man's feverish, superstitious gaze, the fortune teller is telling the man's fortune.
말을 탄 장님이 한밤중에 깊은 연못가에 있네요. 최근 운세가 좋지 않아서 함부로 행동했다가는 큰 해를 입겠어요.
The story literally didn't have anything to do with anything. It's bad written red herring. Yeah. Yes. She's got the Artem card fragment, so I guess she's gonna be an important character. I mean, she's got a design. So let me see.
말을 탄 장님이 한밤중에 깊은 연못가에 있네요.
Okay, first line is the same.
최근 운세가 좋지 않아서 함부로 행동했다가는 큰 해를 입겠어요.
Okay. So in Korean, they combine the last two lines very, very concisely. But a blind man is riding a blind horse into a deep pool at midnight. Because your recent bad luck and problems, hasty actions will lead to bad things. Okay.
그럼 어떡하죠?
Or bad
일이
consequences.
생기면 안 되는데. 그럼 제 아이는 누가?
Then what should I do? I can't let anything bad happen to me. Otherwise, who's going to take care of my child?
명심해요. 절대 나서지 말고 가만히 있어야 해요.
Wait a minute.
명심해요. 절대 나서지 말고 가만히 있어야 해요.
It seems to be the opposite in Korean.
명심해요. 절대 나서지 말고 가만히 있어야 해요.
I actually think she's saying the opposite. Maybe my Korean is rusty, but she said, I'm pretty sure she said, beware. Good fortune is followed by bad fortune. It's better, rather than moving forward, it's better to stay still. I'm pretty sure that's what she says. It's better to stay still. Interesting. Control your young homosexuals. Yes, indeed.
모든 희망을 하늘에 걸면 결국 허상만 남아 허무하게 부서지고 말 거예요.
Oh my god. The lines are so much longer, it feels like, in English. Because she says it in just one sentence here, so.
모든 희망을 하늘에 걸면 결국 허상만 남아 허무하게 부서지고 말 거예요.
Okay. If you blindly put your hope into heaven, then in the end, everything will be destroyed.
알겠어요. 그럼 제 아이는요? 아이 사주도 부탁드려요.
Okay, what about my child? Please read my child's fortune. Yeah, the Korean sounds a lot more... The Korean is just more straightforward, right? And yes, more logical. The fortune teller looks down at the boy beside the man. After a few seconds of silence, she shakes her head.
이 아이 말인가요? 보이지가 않는군요.
This child? I can't see anything.
어째서죠? 돈이라면 더 드릴 테니까.
Why? If it's money, then I can give you some.
돈은 받지 않으니 이걸 가져가도록 해요.
I won't take your money. Take this instead. She pulls out a yellow talisman from under the table and hands it to the man. That's... You should know better than to bring a child into this game. I know, right? At this point, even knowing that the so-called curse is unfounded, she steps forward to slap the talisman away. Don't take it.
아니, 뭐 하는 거예요?
What are you doing? Artem blocks off the man who's about to start yelling. Walking over, Artem places the talisman in his hand on the table, then stares at the fortune teller.
제가 맞다면 이건 아마 당신 것이겠죠.
If I'm right, this is yours, or this should be yours.
제 이전 의뢰인에 의하면 아들을 포함해 이 부적을 받은 사람들의 결말이 모두 좋지 않았다고 하더군요.
According to a former client, nothing good has come from anyone who receives this
전
talisman.
저주 따윈 믿지 않습니다. 지금 뒤에서 무슨 일을 벌이고 있는 거죠?
I don't believe in curses. What are you plotting behind the scenes?
뭐라고요?
What?
어디 봐요?
Let me see. The woman elegantly takes the talisman and inspects it. I love her voice, though, right? Her voice is great. That better be a ticket to Disneyland, right?
맞아요. 제 거네요.
That's right. This is mine. The fortune teller folds the talisman in half and swipes it across the attorney's badge on Artem's chest before stuffing it into his shirt pocket. It has her phone number on it. She's putting the moves on him. Rosa, get rid of it. Despite being exposed, her face shows no sign of panic, but she wears an inscrutable smile.
제가 뭘 한 것 같나요?
What do you guys think I'm doing? That's what we want to ask you. Why was there a piece of paper with the exact same pattern as his talisman in the items Gerard Boone left behind? Rosa quick slap his boob. He went missing a year ago. You must have been involved.
우태양?
Taeyang? The fortune teller gives her a puzzled look, an almost instinctive reaction that doesn't seem fake. Blessings do not come in pairs, and misfortune never comes singly. Before she can ask for clarification, a loud voice comes from outside the crowd.
비켜주세요. 잠시 지나가겠습니다.
Excuse me, step aside, please. Or rather, like in the Korean line is a little different, but whatever. Same purpose. What's going on?
경찰이에요.
It's the police.
일단 상황을 지켜보죠.
Let's observe the situation first. As the two of them step aside, two police officers stand on each side of the fortune teller. Many passerbys gather to watch the action unfold, many of them speculating that the fortune teller is a scammer. Rosa initially assumed that it was for this reason as well. But in the very next second, a police officer takes out a pair of handcuffs.
나수영 씨, 당신을 살인 혐의로 긴급 체포합니다.
Felicia Lo, you are under arrest for murder. Artem, you have a new client. Yeah, I hope the dad took that kid away. I like her name though, Felicia Lo. It's one of the few names in this game that actually sounds like a reasonably like nice name. Do you know what I mean? Like, cause what the heck is Gerard Boone? I apologize to any Gerard Boones out there, but it's just not an expected combination, right? The names in Korean sound so much more like Korean names, so I'm just like confused, right? Like, yeah. By the way, Taeyang means, I think it means like, is it like the sun? He had a bright future, so much potential ahead of him. Right? It's a name that gives you that type of, yeah, the sun. It means the sun. And it's just a nicer name, and it's a more common name. Like, Gerard Boone is just weird. Better than Macho Man, I guess? What the heck was that? Oh, Macho Man was awful. Like, oh my god. But yeah, this is a nice name. Felicia Lo. She's gonna make you cry. She will. I love her voice, though. This voice actress is like... She's got a sexy voice. Murder? Felicia Lo does not resist arrest. Her face is expressionless as the police handcuff her. Yeah, you were expecting her name to be Lady Luck, right? Right? Something silly. As the crowd grows, the whispers turn into loud conversations. But unexpectedly, while walking past, she suddenly breaks free and rushes over to grab Rosa's arm.
당신 뉴스 봤어요. 나름 유명한 변호사 맞죠?
How does she... Oh, I guess she must have been handcuffed in the front. I've seen you on the news. You're a famous attorney, right? Her voice is quick and purposeful. That was not quick at all, but sure. That was, like, that delivery was not quick at all, but okay. Let go of her.
그 부적은 다음 피해자가 되고 싶지 않다면 저 좀 도와줘요.
Oh.
도와주세요.
Oh, I like that. Okay. That talisman. If you don't want to be the next victim, help me. Help me.
나수영 씨, 협조하시죠.
Felicia Lo, please cooperate. Even though the police pull her away as soon as possible, those eyes have a burning obsession fixated in Rosa's direction.
팔 괜찮아요?
Is your arm okay? Yeah, that wasn't quick. It was sultry. Yeah, she's flirting. She's flirting with Rosa. You're all out of luck, lady. Rosa touches the bruise on her arm, then tucks it behind her back. No worries. It'll fade after a while. More importantly, Mr. Wing, about what just happened now.
저 사람이 말한 대로 하고 싶어요?
Are you going to do what she says? Artem sees through her hesitation immediately and frowns in slight disagreement. Yeah, I like how he delivered that line too. He sounds a little impatient and also like he's not pleased with this.
저 사람이 말한 대로 하고 싶어요?
It's a little bit like coupe, like a little bit rushed.
저런 협박은 들을 필요 없어요.
You don't need to be scared of a threat like that. I know, but the quickest way to figure out what she's plotting is to go along with her. After all, this might be a big break in the case. Artem should understand the advantages and disadvantages. However, he seems to have certain concerns and doesn't fully agree just yet. Oh, what is he holding back?
일단 이틀 정도 지켜보죠.
First, let's wait and observe for a few days.
우리가 조사하고자 하는 의혹을 차치한다 해도 이 사건 자체는 단순하지 않아요.
Even if we put aside the suspicious points we're trying to investigate, this case is far from simple.
정말 필요하다면 나중에 제가 받을게요.
If necessary, next time, I'll take it. Yeah, he'll take the case. Okay, this case, this again. Perhaps in her subconscious, she's been regretting her lack of action at that time. Suddenly, her mind goes back to the final day of Harper's trial when Artem diverted the attention of a crowd of reporters. Oh, he's so alone. That day keeps resurfacing in her memory, and she can't get over what happened. So this time, maybe she should be the one to take the initiative. She decides to firmly convey her decision and how she feels. Mr. Wing, you just finished Harper's case. Let me handle this one. Regardless of a person's identity, the purpose of defending a client is to clear the innocent and punish the guilty. It's what you have always done and something I will strive to do. Artem pauses, his own hesitation preventing him from saying anything right away, but he looks down at her arm first.
팔은 냉찜질을 하는 게 좋겠네요. 근처 편의점에서 얼음 좀 사올게요.
You should still ice that bruise. I'll go buy some ice from the store. The funny thing is, like, from the story, it looks like she must have grabbed really hard, right? But because of the way she was speaking, the Korean one, all I can think is she was like, she grabbed her arm, but then she must have been stroking it or something, right? Like, the voice did not match how these actions seem to have been, right? The only people that smooth are criminals. Rosa, why do you think the hot lady is innocent? Yeah, hurt them some and soothe. Yeah. I don't think that Rosa thinks she's innocent. I think, like, at least so far, all her lines have really indicated is that she wants to see the truth. Like, she wants to investigate this lady for the lead. And basically she's saying that, like, even, like, she'll pursue whatever is, like, the truth of the matter. Because I think they've mixed up lawyer with, like, detective kind of in this game, right? So I'm like, well, if you find out she is guilty already, what are you going to do? Abandon her? I agree that that's true, right? But I guess, like, ultimately, Rosa just wants to investigate. It's a good training technique, yeah. Because she said Artem always defends the innocent. Well, she said, instead, the purpose of defending a client is to clear the innocent and punish the guilty. Right? So it's a little confusing, right? That's why it's still somewhat neutral. But it's like, are you going to figure out if your client is guilty? And then you're just going to be like, well, I guess we'll just throw them into the fire now, right? But we'll see what happens. Mr. Wing, my proposal just now. Do you agree?
아니요.
No.
당신이 이 사건을 맡기에는 아직 너무 이르다고 생각해요.
From my point of view, you're not experienced enough to take on a case like this. Oh my. But
하지만 저도 반대할 이유는 없죠.
But I don't really have a reason to refuse. Huh? She cannot distinguish happiness or anger in his expression, only a subtle worry.
여기 앉아서 조금만 기다려요. 금방 돌아올게요.
I do like that he doesn't he's a little harsh, but he doesn't really, like, abuse his power. Cuz he could just say no, but he definitely, yeah, he's like, but it's not right. It's just my personal opinion, right? Like, he's basically, like, drawing that distinction. He's like, this is what I personally think, but there's nothing to stop you from doing what you want to do. And I really like that. This is why Artem is my best boy. Sit there and wait a minute. I'll be right back. Right? Like, he's being very honest, but he's also not being, like, so disrespectful that he's like, stay back. You can't. Yeah. I mean, if he actually says no, then he knows she's going to be on her own anyway, possibly while kissing Luke. That's true. But yeah, I just appreciate the fact that he's just like, because they're partners, actually. And so what he could also do is just take the case from her. He doesn't have a reason to, though, and that's why he's not doing it. And I really like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, he could easily abuse that power to quote-unquote protect her. And that's a common trope, right? And I don't like that. It's, like, not a great ideal trope. It's just something that's used a lot. But instead, he's saying, like, I would rather you not take this case. And he could, there's, like, obviously they know that he could just do it because he already said that he would. But then he says, but you've asked and I don't have a reason to refuse you. So I'm not going to, because your request is valid, right? So I like that. It's just nice. Yeah, he's respectful of her rights. Vin would have gaslighted her until she chose to not take the case. True. But yeah, I think that's really nice. It's just very interesting the way that, because of their different dynamics, I think they do end up making very different types of choices when it comes to Rosa. And they're all, like, you know, out of concern, but that's what makes that, like, your personal boy that you choose appealing, right? Because that's the kind of person you're looking for. But I personally prefer Artem's, like, approach. Because I think, okay, let's see how, like, anyone else would have reacted. I do think Vin would have gaslighted her. I think Luke would have just been no. But I do think that Rosa would have just forced herself into the investigation ultimately, right? The story would still continue. But I do think that Luke would have been trying to keep her away as much as possible, for sure. Yeah, he would have been nearly as bad as Vin. I think Marius might be a bit more like Artem. I feel like Marius gives in a little bit more easily to Rosa. Marius would have gone with it, but he also hired 20 snipers to follow her. Yeah, exactly. Like, I think Marius is so secure in what he can do to protect her from the shadows and stuff that he would have let her do it and just done a lot to help her behind the scenes, right? I think Rosa would have forced herself into working with Luke. I think Vin would have convinced her to like do something different. I think Artem would work with her willingly. Not necessarily liking it, but he would willingly work with her. And that's where we're at, right? And I really like this. So, wow, lots of discourse here. Sorry, I should get back to the story. Thank you, Mr. Wing. And that's probably, I think that's probably why they chose like the story to go this direction, or why they chose Artem for it, right? Do you know what I mean? Like, it just makes sense considering the way that these two are very coded to be a pair that works together. He's the most mature and efficient, yeah. Then Marius would have done something to draw the attention to himself to let her work in the shadow. Yeah, that's true. That could also be something that Marius would do. It could be like a reverse thing. But yeah, I think it's because Marius is so secure in what he can do to protect himself and her because of all his resources, right? At night, the bruise on her arm doesn't swell up because she iced it in time. She tries to search online for the case that the police mentioned when they arrested Felicia Lowe that afternoon. After trying different keywords several times, she finally finds some detailed information on a local forum. The talisman again? It hasn't been reported on the news yet, but everyone in our neighborhood knows about it. I heard from an older relative that the victim was found in a remote basement with the door locked. It's that person from the beginning. Oh no. Do you think she did it? What's more bizarre is the manner in which he was found dead, with the talisman stuffed in his mouth. What is Felicia Lowe after? Yeah, he did die. But the note was stuffed in his mouth after he died. So the thing is, it's possible that someone else committed the murder and framed her, right? Because we heard him shouting. So he probably didn't have it in his mouth. Jerome, yeah, it could be Jerome framing her. That sounds like a Jerome thing to do, right? But I wonder what they were doing. He was locked in the basement. Did he die from just being locked up? Because the only injuries we know about so far are the ones that he self-inflicted on his hands when he was trying to get out. So did he just die from starvation and stuff? Or was he tortured? Like, oh, so dark. He would definitely watch someone die slowly of thirst. Yeah. What is Felicia Lowe after? Within a few short minutes, the post rises in popularity. Even if she can't confirm the authenticity of the information, she still needs to see her as soon as possible. Episode 10. That was the That was the prologue. That was the prologue. Oh, goodness.